Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. Today we're going to talk about the sequel to Sleepaway Camp, with Angela Baker as a psychotic transsexual who's escaped a mental hospital and enrolled herself as a camp counselor to help guide teens on their moral journey towards their adulthood. She kills people, so I don't know how moral she is. But let's get to it. Let's review this 1988 film, Sleepaway Camp II, Unhappy Campers.
He went into a psycho ward a couple years ago, and while he was there, the doctors gave him a sex change, and our parents' taxes paid for it.
How do you know about this?
My dad's a cop. He helped arrest her.
The movie starts out with a bunch of camp counselors sitting around a fire and telling a story. It sounds unique. They're telling us about Camp Arawak from the first movie and the massacre that occurred there. The girl's name is Ange. I wonder who she'll turn out to be. And then it's like, this one girl sneaks off, so she sneaks off to go find her and deliver death.
Where the hell are you? Right here.
Pretty weak open and traditional sequels, but we do get the rock music from the first one for the credits, and it says it's based on an original idea. I don't know about that. And just a bit of a stick in the mud about rules. Weird, because she kills people. And we do get some life lessons about drugs in this one.
They look like they're stoned all the time.
They are.
Not that getting stoned can't be fun. Just not all the time.
Uncle John made Ange Camp Counselor of the Week, and we get morning songs. This is like walking cult territory. TC invites Ange to the pool, but she's not a swimmer. Molly gets to know Sean, whose dad is the cop with the fake mustache from the first one. Connections! Doesn't make the movie better. Allie tries to get his attention, and Anne sneaks up on one of the Shote sisters who's getting high with her friend. And then she sneaks up on the other one that's fooling around with a guy, and she barbecues them.
Let this be a lesson to you. Say no to drugs.
Well, one kid wants to go home, and Ange tells Uncle John that she sent the Shote sisters home. And Angela's stick up the butt? Well, that's just begging for rebellious counselors. The guys show up for a panty raid, and then Angela shows up. Like, really, who put her in charge?
Hey, who's out there?
Just us monsters!
Girls go to raid the boys, and Angela shows up again. Seriously, why is she even out? She's breaking her own rules. I don't like her. So far, this is a pretty bad sequel. Molly goes to Ange for dating advice. This should really be like a Christian camp or something with all these rules.
Just say you're sorry.
Never. I would rather die first, Angela.
The boys are working on something to scare Ange, and they're talking about it really loudly so that she can hear it. One guy's gonna dress up as Freddy Krueger, and the other guy's gonna dress up as Jason. An original idea. There's a serious lack of camp counseling in this, and the guy dressed up like Freddy loses his glove and he gets killed by it. And then Ange dresses up as Leatherface and chops up the Jason guy with a chainsaw. So original.
Sorry. Once I start a task, I always finish.
Allie goes to bang one of the boys, and this is some awkward sex, like in a bathroom stall. Ange interrupts, but that's maybe for the best because he didn't seem like he knew what he was doing. Allie successfully tricks Ange and gets away with it. Then there's an awkward talk between her and Molly, and then she goes off to have actual sex and says it's great and thanks a lot. Like, but do you have AIDS? She asks after the fact. Allie then gets a note from Sean to meet her up in the abandoned cabin. I mean, how much sex can she have in one day? And then she gets up there and she gets casually stabbed by Ange and tossed down an outhouse. She goes down a blonde and comes back up a brunette. But who's doing the gargling sound? Anyone notice that 90% of the girls seem to be gone? Sean and Allie talk about the Arawak killer. He said he almost went to that camp.
I can't remember the name the killer went by as a girl, but I think she went by Peter Baker. Yeah, everyone called him the Angel of Death because he said he only killed bad people.
Demi figures out that none of the girls actually went home, so Ange kills her. But seriously, what bad shit did she do? I thought she only killed bad people.
You talk too much.
Molly's the only girl in that cabin that's still alive after another innocent kill.
What did I do? I didn't do anything! You're gonna tell.
and then she kisses Sean goodnight and realizes that she's all alone. Ange has a dream about all her kills because she's a little out there, and then Uncle John decides to fire her because she sent all the kids home. I mean, you're a camp counselor, you have no kids to counsel now, it's ridiculous. She's a terrible counselor.
Yesterday I spent the entire day looking for Judd and Anthony. I even called the police. I was afraid they were dead.
But somebody wants to cheer her up. I think it's Molly. She tells that to Sean. Sean discovers all the dead bodies and then gets beaten with a stick, and they both get tied up.
Don't go in there!
Why not?
TC shows up just to get battery acid in his face, and then they figured it out. She's Angela Baker. And then she tells us.
You killed all those kids at Camp Arawak.
I've been Angela Johnson for 4 years.
Poor Sean. It doesn't always pay to be the nice guy. Ange leaves Molly there to go off and I guess kill everybody else, but Molly escapes and knocks Ange out. But then Ange gets ahead of her. Twice. Molly falls on some rocks, so Ange decides to leave her for dead. Like, terrible camp counselor, you don't leave food out in the open for bears. The Peeping Tom kids are found dead, along with everybody else, except for Molly, who wakes up. Ange hitchhikes and then kills that person so she can get a truck and run down Molly. And then we get this ending.
Cut your hair! Cut it, partner!
The end. What do you say? Pamela Springsteen played Angela. There were some decent songs on this. One called Desperate to Survive. More comically decent, but this actually had a higher budget than the first one. And yet, so much worse. The counselors and the students' ages are a little bit messed up. I mean, the first movie actually did a good job of this because they put kids as kids and adults as counselors. And there is a little bit of logic between Angela having a sex change and becoming a girl because, like, as a boy, she was being forced to be a girl, so psychologically, she's probably already kind of in that zone. So it makes sense there, but this is so campy that it's not good. It's bad. I don't even know if it's good bad. If this is cult status, like, does anybody out there watch this and be like, ha, I want to watch this terrible fucking slasher movie? Because that's what this is. It's a terrible slasher movie. Like, I stab you, then I look at the camera and say a terrible line. That's just not right. Like, at least play it somewhat serious, or, I don't know, make a joke to somebody else, or say a one-liner to a dead body instead of, like, to the camera. So, not recommending it. Watch the first one. Stop there. However, we still got another one. There's in fact 2, but honestly, from what I've seen of the 4th one, I don't want to go there. Thanks for watching.